Okay, hello everybody, this is Big Bang Crypto. My name is Sam and welcome to another episode. Well, Bitcoin, the clock is ticking. I think we are very close to the point where we will leave the falling channel and the rising channel as well. So in this video I want to show you why I think so, and I want to show you some altcoins and compared to the US dollar, compared to Bitcoin, to show you what will happen in the next hours and days. And before I get into it, I want to show you once again our Discord channel. You find the link in the description. This is a screenshot of our technical analysis chat where I post important things that are going on in the chart. So I think it is very helpful, and we also have a lot of other stuff that we're talking about, and I think this is a community with a lot of knowledge, so you should join us because I think there are many questions that we will answer. We talk a lot about trading and stuff like this. So this is the first wave in 2012, and what I want to show you, this is the Fibonacci retracement tool, and when we go from the highest point to the lowest point of that correction, as you can see, when we are about to leave this falling channel, we come very close to the 78% level when we have the third test of this channel line of the rising channel. All right, so this is important. We start with the falling channel, and after the third test of the channel line of this falling channel, Bitcoin starts to move inside of a rising channel. And again, we have a channel line, this yellow one, and we have 1, 2, 3 tests, and then we start to fall down and leave this rising channel, and there is a point where we fall below the daily exponential ribbon. And when we are close to the point where we break the main trend line of this falling channel, Bitcoin is above the daily exponential ribbon. So this is very important. When Bitcoin is above the daily exponential ribbon, we are very close to the point where we break the main trend line. So 78% level, very important. Moving to the next wave, the second wave of that bull market. Once again, Fibonacci retracement tool from the highest point to the lowest point of the correction. And as you can see, oh, it's there, sorry. And yeah, as you can see, this is the 61% level, and we come very close to it when we test the channel line of this rising channel for the third time. So as you can see, this is 1, 2, 3, and then we start to fall down and leave this rising channel. So we have a falling channel. After the third test, we start the rising channel, and after the third test of the channel line of this rising channel, we start to fall down, and again we have the point where we are below the daily exponential ribbon. And when we are above the daily exponential ribbon, again we are very close to the point where we move above the main trend line of the falling channel. All right, so recurring similarities. Coming to the third wave of that bull market. So from the highest point to the lowest point of the correction, as you can see, we have the falling channel, the rising channel after the third test, and after the third test of the channel line of the rising channel, Bitcoin starts to leave the channel and starts falling. We test the channel line of this rising channel very close to the 61% Fibonacci level, and again we have the point where we are below the daily exponential ribbon, and when we are above the daily exponential ribbon, this is the point where we are very close to move above the main trend line of the falling channel. Now this is the fourth wave of the bull market, and this one leads us to the bear market, so I'm not going to compare this one because it's another situation. And now this is important because this is the fourth wave of the first wave of our last bull market. And like I showed you, the first wave of the last bull market that I showed you reached a 78% retracement level, or Fibonacci level. And when we do this again for this one, going to the lowest point of that correction, as you can see, we test the channel line of this rising channel again at the 78% retracement level. So this could be something that I think will play out again with the current wave. Okay, and once again, when we are above the daily exponential ribbon, this is the point where we move above the main trend line of this falling channel, and then we move up. We have our third test, so 1, 2, 3. So the third test of the channel line of this rising channel, we start to move down, and then we have our point where we are below the daily exponential ribbon again. Now, when it comes to the altcoin pump, all right, a lot of you want to know when this will start, and I want to show you, or I want to answer this question with an example. So let's have a look. Where did this wave start? So somewhere around that point, we really started moving up. So this is, beginning of October 2015. Now this is CoinMarketCap, so the market capitalization, and as you can see, this is a Bitcoin and this is Ethereum. All right, I want to compare this two, but you can do it as well with the other altcoins. All right, now as you can see, like I showed you, the first let's have a look again. So the first wave started somewhere at the beginning of October 2015. Now let's have a look what Ethereum did at that time. So beginning of October 2015, Ethereum was kind of sideways movement, falling a little bit. At that time, as you can see, start to fall, and then beginning of January, all right, so we are, as you can see, 1%. So beginning of January 2016, Ethereum started to move up, all right. So beginning of January. Now, what was going on at that time? So this is 2016. Beginning of January, as you can see, is the point where we are very close to this big Bitcoin drop. All right, falling below the daily exponential ribbon again. Okay, and this is exactly the time when Ethereum starts to move up. All right, now something that is very important: when Bitcoin reaches this point and starts to fall down, this is not the point to buy into the altcoins, or this is not my point, because whenever Bitcoin starts to fall down, the altcoins always start to fall much harder. All right, but then something that is very interesting, Ethereum and the other altcoins start to pump when Bitcoin is very close to this drop below the daily exponential ribbon, as you can see in this chart. All right, so Ethereum starts moving up to this point. All right, so this is 13th of March 2016. Now let's have a look what is going on at that time. So 16th of March. That's that point. All right, so this is when Bitcoin moved above the daily exponential ribbon again and is now moving sideways to the second wave. All right, so this is why I made this right there. So okay, starting with this consolidation after the drop, This is when Ethereum starts to pump, or the altcoins, and it goes on and on till the point where we moved above, or Bitcoin moved above the daily exponential ribbon again and started to move sideways. That's when Ethereum stopped with the pump and started to fall. All right, this is the point, coming down, coming down, coming down. All right, so and at the same time, Bitcoin is starting to move up. Okay, so this is very important. I'm not going to show you this for every wave because then this video will be 1 hour. But as you can see, this is very important. And I mean, when you compare what is going on in our last days with that time, you see that Ethereum is falling. All right, Ethereum is not looking good. Kind of sideways movement. Then we have the corrections coming in, and so this shows us Ethereum didn't start to move up, or the altcoins. They all are kind of, they do nothing. A little bit up, a little bit down. At the end, you have nothing, really. So this shows me, or proves to me, that the altcoins will start to pump at that point. All right, it makes a lot of sense to me, because they're not doing anything right now. I mean, let's go to CoinMarketCap. So when we take a look at Ethereum, so when we take a look at the price, what you can see is, moving a little bit up, and now it is kind of sideways movement. All right, so this is what is going on right now for the last days. I mean, look at that. This is July. All right, so nothing is happening. Nothing is happening, and this proves to me that we have the same situation like we had at that time. Ethereum is doing nothing, and then when Bitcoin falls out of this rising channel, Ethereum will fall even lower, and then at that point of consolidation it will start to pump up, and that makes a lot of sense. All right, so now we have the second wave. Once again, I want to show you with the Fibonacci retracement tool. So from that point to that point, as you can see, falling inside of a channel, then moving upwards inside of a rising channel, 1, 2, 3, falling down, and the third test of the channel line, somewhere around the 65% level. So these two levels, the 61 and the 78, play a big role for this rising channel and the third test of the channel line. All right, so I think that's enough. Let's go to the current wave. Okay, before I forget it, I want to show you something. Because I want to answer the question, when will Bitcoin fill the Bitcoin futures gaps? All right, so this is the first wave again of the last bull market. And I tell you what, I think Bitcoin will fill the gaps when we have this situation, falling below the daily exponential ribbon. All right, I think this will be the time when Bitcoin will fill the $8,500 gap, and maybe the $7,200 gap. All right, so just for you to know, when will that happen, because a lot of YouTubers are talking about this, they will get filled and stuff like that. Yes, I think they will get filled, and that will be at that point. All right. All right. Now, taking a look at the current wave. So there we are. now. So, like I said, 78% retracement level when we go to the highest point, and we go to our lowest point right there. As you can see, the 78% level is around $12,850. All right. And like I said, we need the third test of this channel line. All right. So we have this falling channel. Now we are moving inside of a rising channel after the third test. So 1, 2, 3, starting to move up inside of a rising channel. Makes sense. Recurring similarities. We have the first test. We have the second test. And so we need the third test, and then we will drop, or Bitcoin will drop and leave this rising channel. All right. So, and like I said, we need a third test, and I think it is very likely that Bitcoin will come up and test this channel line of the rising channel exactly at that point. All right. Now, why don't at 61% or 65%? Well, I mean, take a look. This is today. If it will happen today, then again, we will be very close to the 78% level. Now, why not the 61% level? Well, then we would come up to this point, but this is not the third test of the channel line, all right? This is not the third test, and we need the third test, like you've seen in the last 10 years, all right? Recurring similarities, everything I predicted in the last days and weeks is based on these recurring similarities, and they played out really nice. As you can see, we are moving up. I always said this is a trend reversal and all the stuff, all the indicators, the third test and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know if someone still believes that we will make a new low inside of this falling channel. Now, so that means we need the third test, all right? And I mean, take a look at that. This is today. So when we come up today, this would be, we have to move up to $12,700, but I don't think that it will happen today. Tomorrow, when we have this cross, it will be around $12,900, and the day after, it will be around $13,000. So I think we are very, very close to that. And another indicator is, like I told you, when we are above the daily exponential ribbon, we are very close to the point where we move above the main trend line of the falling channel. And as you can see now, after all this time, we are above the daily exponential ribbon after the third test of the channel line, and now we're getting closer and closer to the main trend line. So it makes a lot of sense, all right, what we're seeing right now. And so I think tomorrow or in the next 2 days, so maybe Monday would make sense to me, but in the next 2 days we will see this move, and this will be a crazy move. All right, when that plays out, it will be a crazy move, a big green candle. And what I think is that maybe in the next hours we come close to the main trend line around $11,500, and we break it. Then tomorrow we will move up again, and the day after that we will see the last move upwards, and then we fall, or we leave this rising channel to the downside. And yeah, so this is what makes a lot of sense to me right now. And like I said, the altcoins will not start to pump at that point when Bitcoin starts to drop, because when Bitcoin starts to drop, the altcoins will fall as well. And then when Bitcoin is very close to the point where it will fall below this daily exponential ribbon, when we see that consolidation, this will be the time when the altcoins start to pump. And I will be selling Bitcoin at this point, all right? At that point, when I see this third test, I will sell Bitcoin. And something before I say goodbye, let's go to the 4-hourly chart. So as you can see, we're getting nice support from this 4-hourly exponential ribbon, but take it away. So Something that I've been talking about a lot is this head and shoulders reversal, and this is the neckline of it. And as you can see, I mean, perfectly, Bitcoin finds support on that neckline. So it moved above. Now it finds support on this neckline. And I think we are very close to a breakout. And when we take the height of it, let's say something like that. When we take the height of it and we put it right there, so let's say this will be the point of breakout. I mean, it makes so much sense to me. It makes so much sense to me that this head and shoulders reversal will bring us all the way up to this main trend line. Tomorrow or the day after, we will come up, and then you will see Bitcoin falling. I mean, $12,700 makes a lot of sense to me. It's a 78% level, and we're close to 13,000. A lot of people will sell because no, not a lot of people. The whales will sell. So yeah, makes a lot of sense to me. Everything that I'm seeing, I've been talking about the bull flags and stuff like that. This falling wedge, I mean, everything is playing out perfectly, and yeah, so I think everything makes sense. Yeah, I hope you liked this video. Thank you very much for your attention. Make your decisions. Oh, something I forgot to talk about, but right now we have 21 minutes. I make a new video about the altcoins. I'm sorry, but I think for the altcoins we have a little bit of time. But just to give you an example of what I'm talking about. So this is Cardano compared to Bitcoin. Yeah, and this is something I showed you. I didn't touch it. Something that I showed you, I think, 3-4 days ago. Compared to Bitcoin, Cardano is falling. Now it's falling. I drew this one some days ago, told you it will come up a little bit and then it will start to fall again. Exactly what is happening right now. So Ethereum falling, yeah, a little bit moving upwards, again falling, now falling. So the altcoins are losing right now, and yeah, I mean, once again, perfectly this line, like I said, and the altcoins are losing, so I'm not buying any altcoin right now. And like I told you, when Bitcoin starts to fall out of this rising channel, then the altcoins will fall even lower, and then we will have a look at the chart and we will see when this cross comes, and then we buy in. All right, so looking at Litecoin, yeah, once again, perfectly, so losing, everything is losing compared to Bitcoin. All right, so this is very important. If you want to buy any altcoin, I would wait. You can do it. This is nothing is financial advice, but this is the way I will do it. I told you I will share everything with you. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. Thank you very much for your time. Have a nice day, and I'll keep you updated. Please join the Discord channel so that I can keep you updated.